A lot of companies will say, oh, you need this specific design or heater type or whatever, or it won't work, in less than 68 degrees. And the next guy comes along and says, oh, you should buy this because ours is good down to 45. Well, it's a toss-up whether or not either one is telling you the truth. So if you truly want to see, you need an environment like this to be able to test it. You just asked me, then like we do. You flew all the way up here.
All right, so I want you to talk about the build.
I like putting the pressure on him. We're building an addition. No, we're building a biohacking / recording studio is really what this is. Everything is centered around this room that we're in right now. Yes, it is on the property that my grandparents, wanted to retire and become snowbirds at. So we're capturing a little bit of family essence, a little bit of honoring some family history and stuff like that. I've been coming here to Maine since 1989. And so this is the perfect environment, perfect place. It's devoid of all the things that interrupt creating a test facility, or we may even do retreats here. So if we want to be able to have, a small group of people come once or twice a year, show them some biohacking techniques, take them out in the forest, show them some of the build techniques. Basically, take them through step by step, how you would create some of this and take it home with you. How do you implement this in your own life, in your own residence? This is a little advanced for most people. No one I don't see is usually building a house from the ground up, so to speak. But that's the intention. So we're doing all those things and also giving me a place so that I can work no matter what the climate is. So I can come in the middle of January when it's 15 below zero and do the same thing that I can in the summertime in Florida when it's, 96. Yep, we built everything from the ground up. The only thing I hired out, and I regret it, is the roof. We're in a very remote place. The closest Walmart is like 55 miles away. Closest airport's 2.5 hours away. We're in the mountains. We are in the boonies. No paved road out here. We are the last place with power. There isn't anything further out if you go. Where the pole ends right there. So that has some advantages, but when you're trying to do construction, it has a lot of disadvantages. Getting material deliveries up here is a problem. There is some local lumber yards and things like that. Some of our material selection we would have chosen differently if we were in the city because you have a lot more things that are available to you. We had 0 options for concrete pump trucks. So when we poured the slab and the footers for the basement, and when we poured the basement walls, there's one company that can send a pump truck out this far. And you're pretty much at the mercy of their schedule, their availability, their price. There's no one else. So they tell you the price and that's the price. So a lot of things are more difficult here, but in order to build a true biohacking space that's in the woods, to be able to have the option to bring people out to a space where you can really get them out of their element and teach them and show them another way and different things that they can then take home and have a more prosperous life in the city or wherever they choose. You need that kind of environment in order to implement some of the stuff. So it's real easy for me to create a little testing lab over here. It's real easy for me to create a testing bench because we don't have to deal with some of the mitigation techniques that you do in the city. So it's worth the extra expense to go through the remote construction, but yeah, there's been hurdles. I mean, the concrete was huge. Water management was huge. I had to rent trash pumps so that we could, last year, this has been a year in the making, by the way. What you see here is we didn't just do this last week. We didn't hire a framing crew that came in and just threw this up in a day. It took a while. We got behind schedule. I think last October or November, I was here by myself, framing second floor walls. I woke up, everything was fine 1 week. And then I woke up one morning, slept in a little bit, looked outside. I was like, holy shit, it's white. There's 6 inches of snow on my second floor. Right here. I'm walking through snow. So you want to talk about obstacles? All right, now we got to shovel the snow out. Now we got to get a crane truck to deliver materials and set it up here. Now there's a lot of obstacles. Despite those obstacles, now we're on to a stage where it's really starting to come together. We're pretty much dried in. It's been dried in since middle of winter. And we're doing sheathing and siding right now. All the windows are in. Uncle and I did those last week. It's also a lot easier when you have a lift. Man lift helps a lot. And it's totally worth it. You know, it's starting to come together. You can get a sense of the final product. A lot of time and effort has been put into, you know, the layout. Everything is centered around this room right here. The entire place is built around being able to have a production office and studio and a biohacking testing space. And then I have an adjacent space next to it where we'll be able to test all the sleep stuff. Obviously, we have a small, you know, living quarters thing here, but when you can really see and feel how it comes together, it starts to become worth it. There are times along the way where I'm like, what was I thinking? Dear God, you know, why did I start this? Why didn't I just hire somebody to build it for me? All the things that come up when you do a construction project. General timeline, it'd probably be another year before it's really done. It depends. If it's very difficult to hire not just contractors, but even just helpers that have construction experience and get them to show up. I mean, it's very remote. Usually people take on jobs when they need money, and then when they don't, they're not super motivated. So your timelines get blown out. You can have an idea in your head and a plan and be ready to execute, and then material shortage, or you can't get deliveries on the timeline you want, or it just delay after delay after delay. If I really push it, I hope we can get a usable space by winter. We're mid-early summer right now. Everything won't be finished, but I'd like to be operational, insulated, sealed up, hopefully mechanicals, operational. It's a privilege to be able to do this. You know, my grandparents brought me up here when I was a kid, fell in love with the place, basically wanted to follow in their footsteps, you know, later in life when I retire. You know, this is more about doing stuff with and for other people, not just me. I don't personally need something like this if it's just me here in a little cabin in the woods. We could have scaled it down probably 2/3. Doesn't need to be so massive. So I'm super fortunate to be able to do this. I'm looking forward to making more headway in my own life. You know, I get great benefit out of doing the work that I do. I also learn a lot. I'm able to implement strategies in my own life to improve my health, increase longevity, and also help other people in the process, which I really enjoy. The fulfillment that I get from it, I really appreciate, feel honored and grateful to be able to do that. And the saunas, this takes this building, this facility takes the sauna stuff to a whole new level, because now we can do something that's never been done before. We can, dead of winter, we can have controlled space in the basement. It's an ICF basement, 2.5 inches of foam, 8 inches of concrete, 2.5 inches of foam. Climate controlled to the max. Humidity, heat, temperature, everything. So if you want to know what our true heat up time is, despite what somebody tells you, you stick that sucker down there, you set the thermostat to a particular range, and it will hold that for a week straight without you doing anything. You can open and close the doors. It can be 40 degrees one day and minus 20 the next day. It will hold a static temperature with minimal energy consumption. And so really be able to get a sense of, do these products perform in the way that they are marketed? Because a lot of times they don't. A lot of companies will say, oh, you need this specific design or heater type or whatever, or it won't work, you know, in less than 68 degrees. And the next guy comes along and says, oh, you should buy this because ours is good down to 45. Well, it's a toss-up whether or not either one is telling you the truth. So if you truly want to see, you need an environment like this to be able to test it. And then if we want to make some fun videos, we'll have Aaron come up, we'll take an indoor sauna, put it outside in the snow, and see if it does anything at all. And then if it's trash, we'll just cut it up with a chainsaw and set it on fire. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about the future. The project is taking, shape. It's looking awesome. Tons of help from my friends and family. Huge kudos to Aaron to come up here and help document this. It's very, very difficult to, be in a man lift, work 10, 12-hour days, and set up a tripod and shoot. It's impossible. You just get tired and you're like, the heck with it. But I wanted to figure out a way to try and bring you on the journey somehow. I know some of this is a little extreme for some people, and it's over the top. But if you really want to know how to do this stuff, here it is.
So if there's something that you like from today's video, or you're looking for more resources, at CertifiedSaunas.com on the homepage, there's recommended sauna resources. If you're looking for a brand, a size, a model, reviews, installation videos on how to put them together, we have step-by-step tutorials that show you how to receive a sauna, how to prep your house for it. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for you so you don't have to wade through 4 hours of YouTube video to find the exact thing that you're looking for. But a lot of times in these episodes, I'll mention sauna hats, sauna accessories, different types of electrolyte supplements, If you want to put an infrared sauna in a cold basement or unheated garage, there's accessories or additional supplemental heat that you can add to it. If you continue down, you'll find everything that you're looking for that we've mentioned today. In addition to CertifiedSaunas.com, you can go to the Facebook group, which is the Certified Sauna community on Facebook. It's our sauna group. There's no hardcore pitching. There's thousands of members in there that offer really, really, really good advice. I learn from them every day. I'm also contributing and answering questions in there every day. In addition to that, you can go to the Amazon store. A lot of people have requested on where to buy sauna towels, sauna hats, different various supplements, minerals, electrolytes. Now we have all this in one place on various lists on this Amazon store. So you can go to this one link and everything will be right there for you. See you in the next video.